All right, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to talk about how to learn to trust, learning to trust. And I'm going to speak to the ladies for a second because early on in our marriage, who controlled the finances?
You.
It was me because I didn't trust Guy to do it. Women really want security in a relationship. I would say that's probably the number one thing that women crave. And for you guys, is it fair to say that guys crave sex? That's the number one thing that they need in a relationship?
Guilty.
All right, okay. I just want to establish that first. So early on in our marriage, I handled the books. I handled the finance. And there was a time where he was spending so much, and I would get frustrated. I was nickel and diming.
Hold on, time out.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Here's how it really
All right.
went, okay?
All right.
It was a bloody war every Sunday. Sunday night.
$2
play
at
the Bills.
Sonic.
What is this? What? You know what it was? Tell me. Tell me now.
Oh, you remember the golf?
Oh.
The golf putter that you bought that was $300?
It was a golf driver.
Golf driver. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes, and I was.
So.
We don't have to.
Yeah. Let's tell you started. Let's tell it. Let's tell it.
All right, Daddy.
Okay. So, I'm a dude, and like most dudes, sometimes you impulsively try to buy stuff. Okay.
Impulsively.
Now, I have gotten a lot better at this, but not really. I've just learned to make more money. Okay. But in our younger years, it was very critical not to overspend.
We were on a tight budget, man.
And so again,
Yeah.
I'm guilty. I'm gonna dote on my wife real quick. And this is the kind of ride or die chick she is. Okay, And that's what you got to be with your spouse, ride or die, both ways, by the way. But she was so cool that when we were dating, because she already knew I was a used car salesman, I wasn't consistent in money, and when I did have money, I spent it quickly.
Yes,
And so then when I didn't have money, Shelley was so cool that when we go out to dinner, she would slide her card underneath the table so I could grab it and so I could put it on my side. Who does that? Nobody. But now,
I do.
bloody war happens every Sunday, and you've got to be accountable for all the dollars.
All right.
And dude, it was like our weekly fight, dude. And it was brutal. It was brutal.
And how did I solve this? Well, can I tell him what I did?
Yeah, you tell him.
All right, so this is where trust comes in because I knew that if Corey handled the finances, he would know where all the money's going. And so I had to let go and trust this guy to handle the finances. This is years. This is early on in our marriage. And so that was a hard lesson for me.
Probably about our second year.
Second year of
'Cause
marriage.
we were getting tired
I
of
was tired
fighting.
of fighting about money. I was tired of
fighting.
yes. So I trusted you to handle the bills. That's hard for most folks is to give that trust because I'm always fascinated by relationships like, oh, well, there's his money and there's, their money. And I'm going to tell you, my folks today still have their own share of responsibilities.
Separate checking accounts.
Separate checking accounts. My dad pays this amount and my mom pays this amount. And for Corey and I, it's never been that way. It's what's his is mine and what's mine is his. And so, yeah, I was glad.
That's not how it works.
Well,
that's a great way to say it, right? But we all know.
what's his is all mine.
Yes, that's an absolute universal truth. Okay, I'm just going to disclaim it now. The disclaimers
Disclaimer.
are out. It's all hers. I get it. Okay, now you can move on.
All right. So at the end of the day, I gave you control over the finances.
Now, can I preference something?
Sure.
Because I think I had actually demonstrated by this time, in a couple years in our marriage. See, Shelley was, again, she was always polishing me up and she made me a better person. So I actually started getting better at finances because I knew very important to her. And so I started understanding the power of that. But I was like, listen, you don't need to worry about the small incidentals. Like, you're going crazy over nothing. And so one of my suggestions was like, why don't you just let me take it over?
All right.
And because I think ignorance can be bliss. And let's talk about that for a minute. Why not? Right? How much should you tell your spouse?
90%. 90.
Do we say 90 or was it 95?
It was 90%.
Okay.
When you're in the bathroom, I don't want to know. Okay.
We were asked this question, right? Yeah. How much should you tell your spouse? This is one of our church's questions as we were just newly getting married, and The question was, how much do you tell your spouse? And we both answered the exact same way.
Now, there's many ways you can answer that question.
Because it's just a blank spot.
Yeah. You can use a percentage, you can use words, you can use, I don't know.
We said...
But we said 90%.
90%.
Right.
Right? Because there's 10%. I just don't even want to know. Like, I don't want to know what girls do when they all get together and they're gossip girls and they're right? Because y'all are nasty.
Oh, we are. Oh.
Girls are much nastier than guys ever thought about being. I'm just telling you. It's a fact. But there's also times she would not want to hear what goes on with a bunch of dudes when we're talking. It's just... It's not needed. That's a 10% rule.
I just don't want to know when you're going to the bathroom or if you're piddling around or if you're working in the garage.
Well, you can go to the bathroom. We can talk about that. But
right.
I'm just saying 90-10.
All right. There you go.
10%'s blessed, and we're both okay with it. Like, I don't need to know. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to take the 10% and try to cheat on her, right? Or do anything crazy. I'm just saying there's sometimes that I just don't want to know exactly what you did every moment of every instant of when you were out with the girls. Right. I don't even care.
Right.
All I care about is you come home and that, we have a great relationship.
All right. So back to establishing trust.
Yes, establishing trust.
Okay. So you handle the finances, and where has that...
Well, I think it's led to a really good process where the thing is we had a joint account. And we believe in having joint accounts, right? And because it's our money.
Right.
We're a unit. A team. You don't have your bills and I have my bills. We just have our bills.
Our bills.
Right? And now, this is a really weird concept for a lot of people. And for women, I think this is harder.
Yes.
But you allowed me to be the leader.
Right.
In our marriage, Shelley has given me the wonderful gift and responsibility to say, Corey, I am allowing you to lead.
I trust you.
I trust you to lead. Now that is a very sovereign, very special gift that you gave me. And as a good leader, right, as a good husband, leader of your family, it is my job to make sure that I put her on a pedestal, right? Even though she has allowed me to be, like, I can make the last decision, and she would probably honor it, even if she didn't really like it, because you've given me that trust.
Right.
But it comes with such significance, and it is... I think for a lot of women, that's a hard concept.
It's hard. Very hard.
You want to speak to that a little minute?
No, I think as women, especially if you're a working woman and you're used to paying your own bills, kind of like Destiny Child, pay my bills, the shoes on my feet I bought, the clothes I'm wearing I bought. So we're in this era of women empowerment, which I am completely for. I love it, right? But it's empowering as women to allow the husbands to take care of you. They want that. They actually need that. They crave that. And so at the end of the day, women want to be taken care of too. I love that you take care of me and the kids. I mean, heck, you took such good care of us that I was inspired to create the Love Journal. And look where that's gotten us.
Yeah, no, right? I totally agree. I couldn't agree more because this one concept right here is totally... the Bible teaches it, but it's a hard concept to take on because people do it in the wrong light, saying, "Oh, so you mean you're going to tell me what to do?" And I've never told you what to do ever in my life.
I'm not the type of woman to be told what to do.
Amen.
I think
to that.
You already know that.
Amen to that, right? But she has still allowed me to lead.
Yes.
And then and there's a difference in that, right? And so that journey is very unique. Now, we talk about banking, right? We talk about bank accounts. You also make deposits with your love. We call them love deposits.
Love deposits.
And you can also take some withdrawals, right?
Right.
And so...
Like the time when you left me, when I went to Stillwater for the event, you took out a big withdrawal, Muddy. A big withdrawal, okay?
That was a big withdrawal. Okay?
That was a huge withdrawal.
I wouldn't say I was overdrawn, but
you weren't overdrawn, but you needed to put some love deposits back into the account,
right?
For sure.
And so we measure sometimes. We talk about this when we're funny, like, hey, listen, you're taking out your love deposits right now. Like you need to put some stuff back in.
That's right.
Right, and meaning like, hey, listen, don't forget some of the little things, right? Because it is in those little things that it's everything. The little things are everything, right?
Right.
It really is. And you want to talk a little bit more about like some of those little things?
I love date night. When's the last time you dated your significant other, right? I know that life gets in the way and there's so much going on, but you gotta make the time to date again. And I will share with you a tip that Corey and I do every year on our anniversary. So this August is our 16th wedding anniversary. Been together for 18, almost 2 decades, babe. That's a long time.
Yeah, we're doing it, man.
We started at 12. I know I look young. But every anniversary that we shared, we have gone away. We have left our kids at home. And, if you don't have a lot of money, that's okay. Go do a staycation in your home state. But do something. Get away for the weekend and to reconnect the love that you have for one another. It's so powerful, especially for those that have children at home. This is the best gift you can give your kids. Being in love with your spouse.
I've seen this,
It's the best thing.
Because I've seen this a lot of times. We're like, no, it's for the kids. We're going to be there for the kids.
Right.
Listen.
I can't leave my kids.
Dude, listen, you can't
Yes, you
afford
can.
not to spend time with your spouse.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Because, listen, I see kids are going to always be there. They're always going to be snotty-nosed, running. They're going to want your time, all your affection, all that stuff.
Right.
Right? But how did you get those kids?
Ooh,
Okay? We
very
loved
good.
each other enough to create them.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It was out of our love that we made kids. And so just because you have kids doesn't mean that that's now your only focus, because it goes, for us, God, then us,
Right.
our unit, right?
Right.
And then our kids. And it is so vitally important that you date your spouse, but also take time to go on something special. Like it doesn't have to be your anniversary, but at least once a year. Go take 2 or 3 days, not just a day, 2 or 3 days.
Minimum, for sure.
And just spend it with your spouse.
Because think about this, when your kids are out of the house, who's left? It's just the two of you.
You better learn how to play.
You better learn how to play. You better learn how to be friends.
Yeah.
And be able to date again.
And to explore. So half the time, this is why we love doing this. This is a way for us, like when you went on your honeymoon. If you went on a honeymoon together, wasn't it magical? For us, it was magical. We got to explore and do things, and
So much
we
fun.
created memories. And so the challenge is, how do we keep creating those memories? A is with date night and talking and communicating. We talk about our kids. I'm sure if you have kids, you talk about your kids, right?
Right.
But when we get on these vacations, now we're exploring together.
Right.
And that is a lot of fun, and it builds everything.
Builds trust.
Right.
All right. So what are we going to have folks do now? How can these guys establish more trust in their relationship?
Well, first of all, you need to pick at least one night every month, that you are specifically going to date your spouse, right? Dinner and a movie. Don't always do dinner and a movie, though. Because remember when you were dating, when you were trying to chase your girl, you did a lot more other things than this dinner and a movie.
You took me camping one time. That was a lot of fun.
That was a disaster.
That was
by
a
the way.
disaster, by the way. But we tried.
But you've got to try to do different things. It can't be just the same crap every time. So
Right.
that's step one, date night, and you put it on your calendar. You schedule it now,
Make the time.
so it's in your calendar. That way you can't screw it up.
Right.
And then also pencil in the time that you're going to go on a 3 or 4 day vacation with just your spouse. If that means you got to find and coordinate your friends or family to watch your kids or whatever it takes, put the work in to make it happen.
Right. Hey, and if you don't have any money to get away for a vacation, I'm telling you, the best thing to do is call up one of those timeshare places. I mean, remember when we went to Cozumel? No, we went to Cancun for $199 per couple out of Oklahoma. We drove to Dallas, flew out of Dallas, paid $200 to stay at this all-inclusive resort in Cancun, and oh man, just don't buy the timeshares. Don't buy the timeshares.
So in other words, go find a timeshare, okay?
Giving you some really good tips here, people.
And you can go on a vacation a lot cheaper than you ever thought. They'll
Right.
even give you some spending money. Just say no to the timeshare. We're professionals. How you handle that, can I give them another tip?
Sure.
Here's how you handle the timeshare thing, right? You look at them and you laugh, you smile, listen, we're professionals, right? when you give them, you say, we're professionals. We were just doing this to get a free timeshare, just to go stay at the deal. Because they'll start telling you, like, and they're like, oh, these are those guys.
Yeah.
And they'll let
those
you out
people.
quickly.
Yeah. Right?
You just got to say it just like, hey, listen, we're professionals. You know, we keep hearing the same story. We don't see any value.
Yeah, and they'll keep sending you stuff too. So, all right.
There you go. That is the end of this lesson. And
All right. I hope that was a good tip. See, more people are going to take more vacations because of that.
Perfect.
You're welcome, timeshare people. All right. All right. See you in the next lesson.